What's going on, guys? Chuck here. It's time to take a look at another section of my movie shelf, so let's get into it. First up here, great 80s comedy classic. One that I still have stuck on DVD. I need to upgrade. I know there's a 4K out there, and that is Blues Brothers. This is the old Universal, was it, collector's edition. It's a great DVD. There's a couple special features on here. Anything in here special? Just a nice booklet. Actually, yeah, pretty good. Is this fold out? Oh, it's a big fold out. Their chapter list and everything. Of course, I don't need to say anything about Blues Brothers. Everyone knows Blues Brothers. Everyone loves Blues Brothers. Other than I need to upgrade this ASAP. Next up, speaking of upgrades, one I am upgrading. It's funny because I just bought this from Severn during one of their sales, and then Umbrella just announced, this huge big box set collection of it, and that is BMX Bandits, from Australia. Now my history with BMX Bandits goes all the way back to my elementary school days. When I first discovered this on cable, I had all my friends that saw it, and at that time the BMX bike thing was huge. I did not have a cool bike. I was not fortunate to have one that like a hand-me-down kind of thing. All my friends had their Mongooses, their Diamondbacks, or whatever their fancy bike. Everybody had a great bike, and when this came out, it just was like, I think there was also, maybe Rad too, but no one talked about Rad as I grew up. All I talked about was BMX Bandits, and little did I know that the cute girl is in this movie would go on to become Nicole Kidman. Well, I guess she wasn't Nicole Kidman, but she became Nicole Kidman many years later. But this movie was on like Showtime, like all the time in the middle of the afternoon. You come to school and you find BMX Bandits on, you watch it, and it was such a cool. For us kids, you wanted to, I don't know, you related how you relate because we weren't like running from crooks or have a bunch of stolen walkie-talkies or whatever was going on, but it was just fun, like, again, kind of a cool film from a kid's point of view. But this was, I wouldn't call it a kid's film, but I mean, all my friends at the time really enjoyed it. So yeah, BMX Bandits. Yeah, here was one I picked up. Was it one of the John Carpenter birthday sales? And it's a film I had not seen until I bought this, and that is Body Bags, the anthology, which was, I guess, it was originally kind of made as a pilot for Showtime, hoping to make this a series, but it didn't. It fell through, didn't work out. This is a great little anthology, and John Carpenter as the coroner or whatever, the mortician, I don't know, whatever, as your basically crypt keeper, which he kind of looks like a live crypt keeper, with the long hair and the makeup. It's very similar, but this is a fun one. You got 3 great stories in here. Obviously, a lot of people remember the Mark Hamill story with the eyeball. The Stacy Keach one with the hair is hilarious, and you got the really creepy one in the beginning at the gas station. But yeah, Body Bags. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. This next one is a steelbook. I've made my feelings on steelbooks known, but again, I've also said that that's I don't care for them. If that's all that's available, I'm okay with that. And this is one I was very excited to get, and I talked about this in the video, and I was surprised it did as well as it did. And it is my favorite Brian De Palma film, and that is Body Double. I really, really love this movie. Again, this is one I won't say I caught it on cable necessarily, but I did catch it on a recorded VHS. Like I said, there's a time when you have blank VHS tapes and you record just everything. My mom recorded everything. I think I talked about this in the video. She had a book, each tape numbered, and would tell you what was on each tape, and you go through and find it, and hey, here's tape number whatever, and here's the movie. And I was a perfect little kid. I went through stuff that sounded like it could be dirty. Not apologizing for it. This is who I was. Okay. And Body Double stuck out to me, and I got lucky enough. I got a little best of both worlds. I got a little, my perversion on, but I also got a great movie. I really do like this. Again, as I was older, I appreciate it even more. Of course, you've also got Melanie Griffith in it, but this is a fantastic movie. I've got a little mini poster up there of it. I really, really love this movie. This is a very good movie. And kind of along those same lines, as far as sexual erotic thrillers, this was a recent one I just talked about too. That is Body of Evidence with Madonna and Willem Dafoe. Is it Joe? Is it Joe? Joe Montana. And I talked about this, like I said, in the video on it, and I was impressed how much I really enjoyed this because I hadn't seen it since it was on VHS when it came out. I remember all the hoopla around, like I talked about, but got to sit down and rewatch it, and I really liked it. I mean, it's not Basic Instinct like that, but it's what it is. I think it's fun. I really enjoy it, especially this the director's cut, if you will. So, Body of Evidence. Next, yeah, this is one that I got from Vinegar Syndrome. This is one of those limited editions. This is actually kind of like this through the Face of Death set, and that is this Boggy Creek 2, the legend continues. Charles B. Pierce joint, if you will. And see, there's where's it? Yeah, the limited edition of this little slip box or bottom loading box. Now, I've only seen this movie thanks to Mystery Science Theater, because it was on their one of the Sci-Fi Era episodes, and it was a great episode. And I had to get it just for that reason alone. I need to get the original. I got to locate the original Boggy Creek or Legend of Boggy Creek. And this would make it the third Charles E. Pierce film I own, the other being that Talent Red at Sundown, and The Victors, which is a bonus film on that Talent Red at Sundown Blu-ray. So yeah, this Boggy Creek, and the legend continues. It's one that was huge like 3-4 years ago. God, time's gone by when it came out. Just it's Bohemian Rhapsody. I love this movie. I enjoyed Queen before I saw this movie, and like many people, I'm sure, I really became a Queen fan even more so after this. Now I know that the film was not factual. There's a lot of liberties taken with a lot of things, a lot of controversy about whatever, and they didn't show enough botcherous Freddie Mercury. Fair enough, but and I think that's kind of what you're hearing a lot about the Michael Jackson movie that's currently out now as I date this recording. But I had so much fun in the theater when I saw it. I was looking forward to it when I saw the trailer. When I went in the theater, I was engrossed with it, and seeing it on the big screen, the music just pulled me in. The performance, like the Live Aid section at the end, was great. I was glad when this got nominated for Best Picture. I mean, I didn't think it was going to win, although he had a good shot compared to the rest of the nominees that year, which I can't remember, but I know this was up there. But I really love this movie. This is one of those movies I'll put in just for a feel good moment. I've watched it multiple times. I really, really love this movie, and again, because it sparked my huge love of all things Queen. So, Bohemian Rhapsody. After that, we've got a film that I'd heard of as a kid. The title was always there. I remember the trailer on the compilations I have, but I'd never seen it. I didn't really even know what it was about, and that is The Boogans. What is The Boogans? It's the Boogans. That's all. There's like some weird creatures like in a mine shaft, living and attacking a home. I mean, I only saw it the one time I got this. I remember enjoying it just because it was cool, because it kind of came in blind, not really knowing what it was about. Again, one of those cases where the trailer really entices you, especially because you have Percy Rodriguez, I believe, doing the narration on it, and it doesn't tell you anything. It's just showing you quick scenes and always talking about the Boogans in that great Percy Rodriguez voice. And if you know Percy Rodriguez is, think of the guy who does the voice for the trailer of Jaws, or if you've ever seen Heavy Metal, he's the voice of that floating orb that tells all the stories. That's Percy Rodriguez. He had a great trailer voice. But yeah, but I also know because it had I don't know her name. I'm not sure if that's. Let me see here. I think it's Rebecca Balding. I think that's her. This actress right here. She's in this, and I only knew her as playing Carol from the TV show Soap, which I love Soap. So that right there, it's like the only person in this film I knew. But it's a nice little film. This was from Kino Lorber. It's a 4K. I enjoyed this a lot. This is a cute little creature feature film. Um, Up next, a video nasty, and that is The Boogeyman. Uh, Interesting little possession slasher kind of thing. I believe this is a 4K also too. Yes, it's a 4K from Vinegar Syndrome. There's one of those. There's a Boogeyman 2, which I like to see just because of the premise of that being like meta in a way, or doing the filming of a movie about the events of Boogeyman. I don't know. Excuse me. I like to find it though. But yeah, this is a nice little fun movie, but I don't think it's talked too much about. Again, it'd be a film that would be forgotten about if it wasn't for being on Video Nasties. But the idea of I guess spirit trapped in a mirror or something, I don't know, possessing thing. It's interesting. It's different. I enjoy it for that aspect. Here's another big one. This one just released in 4K, and I'd had this. This from '97. That was a big year. That was one of the first years I saw almost every film nominated for Best Picture that year. Only one I didn't see that year was a Full Monty. But I thought that this film should have been in the spot that Full Monty was, and that is Boogie Nights. This is a great movie, great cast. I love the ensemble. Again, you get a movie with an ensemble cast that's kind of, even though it's not really like a day in the life kind of thing, but I like the passage of time story and how these characters all intermingle together. And just Burt Reynolds is great. He kind of just disowned the movie, and his later years was unfortunate. One of the first big performances by Mark Wahlberg. Um, you got Nina Hartley in here with a great cameo. There's another former adult film actress who is playing a judge in this film, which is kind of fun. I can't believe I'm drawing a blank. It's going to kill me. I'll put it right here. I'm so ashamed of myself. But again, you put me on camera, I forget things. But this is a fun movie. I had the big like New Line Collectors series DVD, and then I got the Blu-ray version of that, and then it came out to 4K, and all the same stuff's on here. As far as I remember, yeah, there's so much stuff on here. But it's John C. Reilly, great performance in here. Oh my God, just great. Veronica Hart, there it is. Veronica Hart plays a judge for the case for Julianne Moore, because that's kind of like a parallel to Veronica Hart and her history of the Julianne Moore character is doing. Not quite, but kind of close to it. I mean, that's what I heard in the commentary. But anyways, Boogie Nights, fun movie. I don't care for this cover. I wish they kind of stuck with the original New Line cover, was like the drawing and like a psychedelic, the orange cover. I really like that a lot. Or even gone with like the poster with the neon lights, something like that. It'd been really cool. But nonetheless, there you go, Boogie Nights. This was a little fun family movie that the kids they liked it when it came out, and I didn't really think too much about it. But when I watched it, I thought it was a lot of fun too. And as Boss Baby with Alec Baldwin as the little baby. The premise of this is hilarious. I really liked it a lot. It's very cute, very fun. So, Boss Baby. And here we go to a series that I am looking into getting the 4K box set of this whole entire thing. And it's one I really need to revisit too, because I don't remember a whole lot about these movies. I saw them so far apart. And then you have one that's kind of an outline. I haven't even seen the last one yet. And of course, I'm talking about the Bourne series. The very first one here is a Bourne Identity. And of course, most of these are on DVD. That's why there's another reason why I have to update these soon. And this is the explosive extended edition, including all new beginning and ending for the Bourne Identity. And then you have the Bourne Supremacy. And this, yeah, I believe this is all based on a series of novels, and it's based on this character. And it's kind of revitalized a lot of action films. to the point where I think even you go look at some of the excuse me, not Pierce Brosnan, but the Daniel Craig Bond films were trying to uh, mimic the style of the fast cutting. Was it Paul Greengrass that directed these films? That style for like Quantum of Solace and a little bit of Casino Royale, but more Quantum of Solace, I think. But which I said is never a good thing. When Bond shouldn't be imitating, he should be setting the trend. But Jason Bourne was it. Final was the Bourne Ultimatum. That was the trilogy, and that was the end of Jason Bourne and all that until we got the Bourne Legacy with Jeremy Renner. Again, here we go. This talking about this. I mentioned this before. The sticker that doesn't come off the slip cover. I hate those stickers. And there's like a little star here. I wonder if I got this secondhand. No, doesn't look like it. What are the little stars about? I don't think I ever noticed that. Ooh, that's like stuck on there. That's kind of weird. So, yeah, this was kind of the black sheep of the series, or is the black sheep of the series. But I have not seen these in so long, but they do find a way to tie this into the series proper, which is good. And then finally, in this one is Jason Bourne. I have not seen this one yet. I do have it, obviously, but I have not seen this. And again, this is the reason why I have to go through and rewatch this series, and because I don't remember any of it, and I haven't even seen all of it. So I'm looking to upgrade to that 4K box set so that get rid of the DVDs. Next one is one I just got from Vinegar Syndrome, part of their cinematic grief, their fancy cinema title line. That is Boxcar Bertha. It was like Martin Scorsese's for one of his first or earliest, or maybe even the very first directorial debut. Barbara Hershey, John Carradine, is it Bernie Casey, I believe, also. Yeah. I like this a lot. I mean, it's nothing spectacular, but I did like the character. I mean, this was a poor girl, kind of makes good, hopping the rails, boxcars with her a couple of people should be together and just basically robbing people and living a life of crime or whatever, but doing their best, for lack of a better. I don't know. That's really I can't really I don't know the full explanation of them, but it's fun. It's simple. I enjoy it a lot. I mean, again, it was a blind buy. I'd heard of it, but I got it mainly because it was the Martin Scorsese being one of his first films, and it's a Roger Corman produced film, I believe. So yeah, I enjoyed this a lot. Boxcar Bertha. And what else we got here? Oh, this is a film I liked a lot when we saw this during one of the Best Picture showcase weekends. When prior to the Academy Awards, when AMC would show all the films that were nominated, this was one of them, and that is Boyhood. Um, and I believe this was like Richard Linklater. I think it was. Yeah, Richard Linklater. I really liked the whole concept of this film. How you take your main character, the boy, he's filming his entire life. I mean, I like the story or the idea of this. They would film parts of the movie like for over the course of so many years, and that's a lot of dedication. Because I mean, the kids in here, everyone ages realistically. You're taking, you're not just getting different actors to play different, time periods. No, the same kid, starting as a little boy to the point where he's like, growing up to be 18, 19, going to college. And it's a cool thing to watch. And you just get an idea of how much, time, how quickly time goes by and what can happen. And because it's not really a major story per se, it's just, you're just watching, this kid's life with an Oscar-winning performance by Patricia Arquette for Best Supporting Actress. But I find it fascinating, again, just seeing that play out in real time, as it were, is so cool. I mean, Richard Linklater has his daughter in it also, playing the lead's sister, and again, she's starting as a little girl, and again, it's feeling like over weekends, when they get together over over the course of all these years, here and there, filming bits and pieces, and then put it all together in a very coherent movie. Is really good. It's really cool. I think it's Ethan Hawke, I believe is uh the plays the father in this. I think it's Ethan Hawke. I could be mistaken. Yep, it's Ethan Hawke. Okay, but yeah, this I actually got this on sale from Arrow. I want to say it was Arrow UK, but it doesn't look like it was UK. Nope, yeah, it was. There's a little rating. So this was an Arrow UK release, and at the time, I think when it first came out, again, it was UK. I didn't know anything about. I'd have a 4K player and none of that stuff. I was very naive to a lot of stuff. Oh, careful. And eventually, I was able to get some points, and I saw it was available. And because I had like this basic Blu-ray, and I saw, yeah, give me this 4K. So yeah, boyhood. And last is one I don't remember too much about. I only saw it like once, twice years ago, and it's a chick flick, which is fine. And that's Boys on the Side with Whoopi Goldberg, Mary Louise Parker, and Drew Barrymore. And I think I want to say Matthew McConaughey is in this, but I could be wrong. There is some actor that's in here, really famous. I really want to say it's Matthew McConaughey in an early role, but don't quote me on that. Um, and I think there's just a couple of friends. I don't remember the premise of this movie. I ain't gonna lie. I just remember one of them was dying, and Drew Barrymore was running from a bad boyfriend or something like that, and she meets a law enforcement officer, or maybe it was Brad Pitt. It could have been Brad Pitt in this movie. I don't remember, but yeah, I don't know a whole lot because it's one of the movies that my friend Elizabeth, she'd bought on VHS. Of course, I was replacing them, and this is on there. So, but I remember liking it. I just don't remember a whole lot about it. But yeah, so Boys on the Side. There you have it. So that is it for this shelf. If you enjoyed this, click thumbs up, share, subscribe, leave me a comment below. Let me know if there's anything here that you've seen, you've never heard of, or you have fond memories of. Or just say hi. I'll always take hi. So until next time, this is Chuck saying I will see you on the other side.